Welcome to another week of the Pantry Challenge. I just wanted to let y'all know this is going extremely well for us, and we see no problem in continuing through February, so that's what we're going to do. I did do one thing though. I did break the rules one time because we cannot go through February without sugar. So I bought some sugar, and that's really it, other than the things we are allowed to buy, which is dairy and bread. A few vegetables. I've got a lot of empty jars. There's some down here on the floor. I don't want to show it, but I need to can something, so that might happen in this next video. My husband wanted to try this new version of Cowboy Stew, and this is all the crap that goes in it. Also, some kielbasa or sausage in my case, and a pound of ground moose. To start off, you want to brown whatever kind of ground meat you're using. And then chop one medium onion to be sauteed with the meat. Game meat is really lean. Usually they add some kind of fat to it, and this doesn't have any, so I don't have to drain anything. But once that is brown, you want to add onions. It says onions, garlic, sausage, and spices, so add it all in on medium-high heat until the sausages are brown. Okay. My garlic is frozen in the freezer, so I have to see if my little garlic dude can crush it yet. Sounds like it. 4 cloves of garlic. Sometimes my homegrown garlic's a little smaller than an average clove, so I just do equivalent. I don't know why my dogs want to play when I'm cooking. I'm just using some of this beef stock. I don't have any grease, so it's really dry in there until this sausage releases some fat. It says about 6 minutes, so that's what I'm going to go by because I don't see the sausage getting browned. You're also supposed to add the spices, which is 1 3/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. That looks like a lot, but there's a lot going in this, so that's that. 1 teaspoon ground cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and a tablespoon of chili powder, which I didn't get out, so I'm just gonna put it in. Oh my. Put it in my hand. That's close. I'm gonna add a little bit more beef stock. Later on, you're gonna add like 4 cups of beef stock, so don't be afraid to do the same thing if you're cooking with game meat. Plus it'll help move the spices around. As you can see, these need to be used up. So I'm going to get them chopped in 1/2-inch cubes. The recipe calls for 3 cups of 1/2-inch size cubes of Yukon Gold potatoes. Well, I had these, so I used them, and we ended up picking out all the potatoes. I don't know if they were too old or they just weren't the right kind for this stew, but just, I guess be careful with what you put in there because we picked it all out. You need 4 cups of beef stock total. I hope this all fits in here. So I have 4 cups of canned, and then I have roughly 4 cups of stuff we keep in the freezer. Wait, so I knowingly put 8 cups of beef stock in there when it said 4? Okay. Diced tomatoes. Diced tomatoes. And then I'll have to drain my zesty corn and my kidney beans. Drain and rinse. Because it specifically says fire roasted, my husband found this in the pantry and wanted a fire roasted one. So, zesty corn, drained and rinsed. Let me get the other beef stock in here. I think what I was thinking here is that there were 2 cups of beef stock in this freezer bag, and then I put 2 cans of beef stock in there already. So somehow that made 4. But there's 2 cups in each can. So I ended up having to strain some of it out. You'll see. And this is 1 can of drained and rinsed kidney beans. Bring to a boil over medium-high, reduce heat to medium-low, and simmer 45 to 50 minutes. I realized I put 2 extra cups of beef stock in here, so I used a measuring cup and got 2 cups out. So it's back to normal. Oh my goodness, this was good. I would definitely make this again, maybe in place of our other cowboy stew. It was really good, except for the potatoes. I'm making French toast here. I always just eyeball it. Oh my. I say that a lot. If I need to add more egg, then I will. Oh, come on. Okay, add cinnamon, quite a bit. Nutmeg. That's probably a little much. Vanilla. Then add about a tablespoon of sugar. Okay. Oh. And I'm going to put a little bit of milk in there. Just a splash of milk there. I hope there's not too much nutmeg in there, because I kind of went a little crazy with it. Okay. I just use regular bread. This is kind of getting old, but it's not really that dry. Oh, and then I need to butter my... Of course my dogs want in again. Okay. Perfect. That was a perfect amount for that kind of bread. In fact, there we go. You know, it's funny, when I was at basic training, anywhere you went, drill sergeants would be like, hurry up. And I was like, oh man. And I was like, I'm never gonna say that ever. Like, hurry, hurry, hurry. And I said it to the dogs all the time when they're coming in, because the air conditioner or the heater's running. That one's not real. I'll flip these again. After it was browned to my liking, we sprinkled it with powdered sugar, added some syrup, and it was delish. This is going to be a 2-part meal. I'm going to make something I saw on the Scottish cooking show, because I'm part Scottish and I'm proud of that part. A hole got poked in this pork butt, or pork roast. A lot of times when you're moving meat around, a hole can be pierced in these plastic bags, so you need to make sure and use up the ones that have some ice crystals in it. I usually try to use those the next day after I find them. With some salt. Pepper. And this is bone-in, so it's going to get an extra flavor. Some just like 3 medium carrots. Some rubbery celery. 2 stalks of that. I'm just trying to put flavor in this pork. I'm using a lot of things I would put into a stock mixture. Some onions, probably like a medium onion's worth or something. Oh no. I made a stock once with bell pepper and it was really good, so I'm going to put about a bell pepper's worth. And some water to come up halfway. And then we'll leave that on there while we're at the farm. It was on low for probably 5-6 hours. I saw this on a Scottish channel and I fancied making it. It's called Rumblety Pumps. But I'm changing it up a little bit. She said traditionally it's not made with pork, and she actually used ham, but I needed a use for this. I'm going to try to get this pulled. I don't know how tender it's going to be right now. This is working pretty good, cutting it. I'm just kind of working around the fat. Most of this I've just been pulling with my hands after it cooled down some. Next I'm going to get a pot of water boiling for some taters. And these taters need to be used up pretty bad. They're starting to sprout. 5 to 6 good sized potatoes. I'm making bigger chunks because you're not supposed to have a mashed potato. Okay. Oh, I just like to plop and move. They're supposed to be tender. No, I'd probably get them to about mashed tater state. Maybe a little bit shy of it. She also salted the water, so I'm not going to go overboard with it, but then I'm going to need 1/4 of a cabbage because I'm making half. I'd use my own, but the rabbits decided to eat my fall garden. I'll get through it. There we go. Yeah. Ah, smells like fungus. And then slice this into chunks or strips. I did ours in strips. It's easier to eat that way. These cook together, the onions and cabbage. I'm going to use not frozen onion. Potatoes are soft. I'm going to leave them in there and use this pot again. She uses like probably less than a tablespoon of butter. I'm going to use that. Olive oil, and that way the butter doesn't burn. I'm going to go in with the onions first. I'm going to get those a little soft. And these are just getting a little transparent, so I'm going to put the cabbage in. I'm going to maybe turn it down a little, medium low, and I'll just keep stirring that. And I'm going to get my potatoes in this bowl. And then start a mashing. She said you don't want mashed potatoes, but she says tater time. I'm a little worried to get more of a char. This is not charred, it's brown, but I'm worried I'm gonna burn it. So I think I'm gonna call that good. I think so. Okay, and my half casserole dish has brownies in it, so I'm gonna have to use a pie plate. My cabbage and onions. Oh, and turn that off before I burn the bottom of my bowl. I'm gonna add this to this bowl. I'm gonna grease this. Doesn't say to, but I'm gonna. I'm adding about a cup of shredded cheese to this. I'm going to link the video that I got this from in the description below. Her channel is called What's for Tea. She only has gas marks for this baking, so I tried 350 for 30 minutes and it was great. Here it is out of the oven. I added ranch dressing on top of mine to make it taste like a baked potato, but I really liked the cabbage in it. It was pretty good. I think it's been 2 years ago, I went to a blueberry farm and bought a crap ton of blueberries. And I bought this blueberry cookbook. Derek just got me oatmeal not too long ago, so I'm going to make these. A cup of flour, a third cup of sugar, a cup and a quarter of old-fashioned oats. Oh, a tablespoon of baking powder. Half a teaspoon of salt. And then we add in a cup of milk. One egg. Fourth a cup of vegetable oil. You're supposed to rinse and dry 3/4 of a cup of blueberries, but I like the blue color, so I just left it in. I know my batter is a little thinner because of that, but that's okay. In a greased muffin tin, you want to fill these 2/3 of the way. A 425-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes, maybe more because I put the blueberry juice in. This is at 17 minutes. I was like, I better go check on those, and I hope they're not burnt on the sides. That's almost a little more baked than I like, but they're saved. Just wanted to add this in. They are not sweet hardly at all. So I just melted a little bit of butter on the top and then dip them in cinnamon sugar. It just adds a little bit of sweetness. I keep watching the Peacock Homestead, and she's making all kinds of delish sourdough starters, so I'm gonna make me one. This is a Kent Rollins one. It's like a really fast one, so that's how I'm gonna do it. I usually use one of these and take the little rubber thing off. That way I can just close it like that, and then I have a cover I can put on top. As I've mentioned in my other video, I don't really have the time to be here to do all the steps to bread, so that's why I've had sourdough starters in the past. I love sourdough. So that was 2 1/4 teaspoons of rapid rise bread yeast. And then we need 4 cups of warm water. Five tablespoons of sugar. We whisk it together. And leave it for a minute. Then we need 4 cups of flour. Then we whisk it in again. And then we take a peeled and quartered potato and drop that to the bottom. And then I made that little cover here. Oh, come on. Yeah. I'm gonna do that. And then just keep it on the counter. Well, this wasn't the same container as I used last time. Ew! The antique stores are closed today, but I need to get a real, like, sourdough crock. I was afraid that yeast was getting old, but clearly it's not. I'm making borscht. It says to wash the meat, which is weird. It also says to use 1 pound of beef, but I have 2 here, so we're gonna use 2. Washing meat. A colander probably would have been a smart choice, but I don't want to do extra dishes. This says to put 14 cups of water, but we don't have anything that holds that. You're supposed to remove the foam that happens at the top, but you don't have to. I'm going to use the old hand tablespoon. That looks good. Here's the amount of foam he had to get off. So you do have to do that step. These are from my garden, and this is about the only beet recipe we have. A medium onion, 2 carrots grated, and then 3 beets grated, peeled and grated. I've already peeled and washed my carrots. Unless you want purple hands, you gotta wear gloves. As if this dish wasn't complicated enough, this main burner right here only goes to high. And we've replaced it. The whole thing is cracked before. I hate this kind of stove. Easy to clean, but I hate it. So what I'm going to have to do is just turn it on and keep moving it off and on and off and on. We need 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of vinegar. You know what? I'm going to switch this with that one, because I need more control. Ooh, steam is hot. I'm going to put it on medium. And then without gloves, I'm going to do this. Oh my. And it says to saute for 5 minutes. I need 2 tablespoons of tomato paste or sauce for later. Oh, this one's boiling over. Oh crap. Just turn that off for a minute. Yep. I peeled these 3 small potatoes. It says 2 to 3 medium potatoes, so I figured 3. And then my puppy saw me take these potatoes out and decided to take a potato and start chewing on it. Walker, what do you have? Walker, you stay away from those potatoes. Just grate this and put it in the pot. Don't freak out, I grated off any dog slobber. Apparently he stole some more because we found potatoes throughout the house. It smells like fish. Then to this pot, which I'm going to turn on again for a minute. I'm going to put the potatoes in. says sliced potatoes, so I hope I'm doing that right, because I think before we've done this recipe kind of like however we felt like. So 10 minutes for those. And then this one, add tomato paste. And then a tablespoon of sugar. Tablespoon. Now I have to remove this. I'm out for dinner. Hurry, hurry, hurry. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's burning my fingers. Okay. Then with 1 tablespoon of butter. It says unsalted, but use whatever you have. We're sauteing this onion for 2 minutes, and then we'll add the carrots. Okay, while all that's happening, we need this other half of the cabbage from the rumbledy thumps. I'm back over here. It's been going 2 minutes. Add my carrots in here. Another 5 minutes. The carrots are still not sauteed yet for that 5 minutes, but the potatoes and beef are. So I'm gonna add the cabbage, and I think when this is done, I'm gonna add it into here. Like all this goes into here. I need to go get some tomatoes. It's supposed to be fresh chopped tomatoes, but it's going to be cooked down, so I'm just going to use diced tomatoes. Add my beet mixture, whatever it had in it. Already forgot. And diced tomatoes with the juice because it's supposed to be fresh. I'm going to take this and hope I can get it in there without slosh. Here. Don't slosh me. I'm going to make sure and get those potatoes down in the water. After you add all that, it needs another 10 minutes until the potatoes can be easily pierced with a fork. It says 2 cloves of garlic, and it does not say to chop or anything. Since mine are frozen, I'm going to put them in now. And I'm doing 3 because they're kind of small. It also says to add 1/4 cup of parsley chopped, and I don't have any, so I'm using some parsley flakes. I'm just gonna do that much. Like a little over a tablespoon. 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Oops. 2 bay leaves. I'm going to stir this in. And then you cover it. Oh my. And remove it from the heat. Then you let that sit for 20 minutes. You are supposed to add more salt, and I forgot that part, so we added it to our bowls. It also tasted a lot better with a little bit of ketchup squirted over the top, and then you also garnish with sour cream. I had the rest of that bag of blueberries that I needed to use up, so blueberry pancakes it was. I found this recipe a long time ago, probably from allrecipes.com, but it starts off with 1.25 cups of all-purpose flour. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Tablespoon of baking powder. Teaspoon and 1/2 of sugar. I'm going to whisk that together. 1 cup of milk. I don't care what order you're supposed to go in. Okay,
Then melt a half tablespoon of butter and add that in. Then you want to whisk it, but not too much.
Then blueberries. You're supposed to have half a cup, but I'm just dumping them in. You know what? I'll add more flour if I need to, but nobody ever said no thanks. That's too many blueberries. I like for it to make it purple too, or blue. And I'm gonna get this covered with the bowl cover. When I bought all these blueberries, I made blueberry syrup. So I just put that in the microwave for about 30 seconds. And we can use that for syrup on top of our pancakes. Thank y'all so much for watching. I've hit some milestones recently and I have y'all to thank for it. So thank you, and please continue to keep watching, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thanks.
If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I upload most Sundays and you can keep watching us grow our farm. Have a good one.